Maybe he hasn't had the chance he wants to, but they have to take this chance if they want to get one step closer to the arena. And Anubis is going to be the battlefield for the initial phases of the series. 2-3 split for MIBR. And Saw, they're putting their eyes on mid.
It's going to be a war and battle of attrition here between the two teams, Saw and MIBR. And it is just going to be that walk in towards mid so far for Saw. Very close and faithful watch towards main here as Jill will just sit away. Wait for any sort of aggression in towards main here, but they are going to split. It's a very, very quick move now. They've got to be ready for this. Insani is going to be the first to take point. Great shot onto Sejot, and now he moves his way back in. Lucazi rotating around quickly. It's a weird sort of wrap. They're going to give up the site, but at least they have the early advantage here, Mac.
Yeah, they know he's here. Lucazi, eyes on the prize. Deal with the nuisance first, and that job's done. But the retake still needs to come through, and I don't think that's going to be too fun. Breno spotting Story on the low side. High-low setup, but they need to swing from Azuwu. Man ain't doing it just yet, and Muterus waiting for the camera swing, but that hasn't come. It's the other side they worry about. Storage, Azuwu ends up doing work with the Julies, but won't get across the line in the end, and there's time, I'm sure, for that defuse to come through. MIBR taking the CT pistol.
Great early round on the board there for MIBR. It's got to be a boost to the confidence for them. Nice and quickly. Insani, great shot. Lucazi, great awareness towards uppers as well. My God, Insani was just straight over there, wasn't he? Hitting a couple of shots. Azuwu made a clutch look potentially possible, but Lucazi to deny. And yeah, as I said, it was a great opening for MIBR against a big Titan team in Na'Vi on this very map yesterday. But it's all about the continuation. Different approach in Nuke and Inferno round the bend.
MIBR just looking for the early A main control. Insani playing deep, playing range with that A1S. There's no real tell being given by Saw just yet. But the full contact in from mid is only going to be spotted by Insani as that first point of contact. Safe not looking this direction. No one hearing it from the backside of B. But the off angle works pretty damn well. Story falling. And a man advantage is there, but Insani does not want to be giving up the M4 for free.
Not at all. 6 points of HP, so you have to get out of there for now. Let the rest of the team pick up the pieces. Look at this walk back. They completely connect up. Little shot from Jill. Nicely done. Breno does get the trade out, and Insani has to go walkabout here. Mutera surely should be able to connect with the shot. Hits him in the head too. Deletion. Narrowly missing the second. Trying to make it all work. It's gone back to a 3-on-3, which is going to make it a little bit of a sweat for MIBR. They haven't found a bunch of space, though, with this. 30 seconds left, Mac. Saw have set themselves up for a roughie.
Oh, I like this. It'll boil down to the timing of the bomb here. Azuwu has seen Lucazi, but he's going for the kill instead of taking the bomb to a site to plant it. Mate, if you fall, you've just thrown the round. He doesn't tend to plant. But where's it going? Breno had a main control. He's worried about a drop towards water. But I don't think he'll be able to deny the plant. His position known. Eyes on the prize. There's a dink coming through, but it's on the wrong man.
Oh, man, that is a rough one. Got to be so upset with that. MIBR, they had it all right. The amount of control that they were able to find through canals, but Saw stand loud and proud. 3 alive for them. Sejot might go down, but it's a great conversion in towards the second here. And Exit, unfortunately, just has to sit and let it unfold in front of him. So we'll be straight back to action. As we all know, it's a very challenging map to play on that CT side. Anubis, there are so many gaps that the T's can exploit. And we've seen exactly that here as Exit, again, it's just going to have to hightail it out of there. Will Sejot live? I think he actually might be able to find the time and the space. Yeah, he's going to be A-okay.
Mate, you haven't been playing, have you?
Hey,
bomb radius on Anubis is teeny tiny.
All right.
It ain't ancient.
Ancient Inferno.
Big man with a big job, huh? No time to play with the boys anymore.
Oh, I miss it so. I honestly think my last Face It match was like April last year. I've had a couple of MM games in there, here and there, but unfortunately, Fortnite shooter requires my attention at times. just to remember those pesky little ability names.
Traitor.
Yeah. CS will always be my true love, Mac. You know that.
Azuu's little balaclava getting spotted across the top. Just cops that chip damage from the HE instead. MIBR. They need to be proactive. Get info just like that. On the CT slide with a low bite. So
I
far,
dream
so
of the
good.
days where all the boys are back in TeamSpeak, Mac. That's all I can think of. We're getting too old.
Yeah, Discord's, funnily enough, ruined the community. Everyone gets their own one. Sort of doing a great job at weathering the storm so far, positioning themselves heavy towards Con. B split imminent. But MIBR putting the chess pieces in all the right spots. Insani with the boost for exit, who cannot quite see on the Con side, but will be seen by Story and flicked upon.
Great shot from Story. It's one of the key weapons taken down. Insani will be able to pick it back up. Lukowski peppered down. Now they go for this rotation. Agildo absolutely ready for it towards Connector. Insani does pick up one though. Story drop. Maybe it's workable here. Moving their way into Con. Agildo gets both. Oh, it's a little bit too unfortunate. No, 1 HP moment for Agili. Gets out, but Sedjot will find it back. And Insani just has to try and hold onto this M4 now. Azuu looking to try and rip his head off his shoulders and will be successful. Insani does go down quickly, and Saw have a great start to this map here. Good recovery into the second and converting the third.
Lovely close up out of Azuu there.
It's too early for that, Mac.
No, I need to get it out of the way while no one's watching.
Ada. I've broken him. It's a good time to do it.
Skirmish, what have you done?
He's ruined our brains. Too many times with that man.
I
The
like
pesky
this.
devil.
MIBR. Usually these rounds are ones where you want to try to make a maneuver happen. One flash, $200 investment. And it can work if you catch someone with their pants down to get a free upgrade over towards water. But with the smoke towards top mid, now MIBR have to try and sneakily reposition into a place where the flash can still find effect. And 3 towards main, 1 on site, and a flash across the top from heaven may be the answer if Saw walk into the trap. But the thing is, bomb on the B side of the map, Saw should still be good to secure a third unless something goes tragically wrong.
All over the map. As they flood on through, Agil gets 2 for his troubles. Should be able to pick up a third here. He does get tagged up a little tiny bit. It might actually be a full clear here. 5, almost. Still Insani back towards 8. And he's going to be taken down by Story as well. So that's a really good conversion there for Saw. Again, they aren't doing anything flashy, right? They're just taking their time, making it all work. Coach Golden sitting back there with a firm look, knowing that they just need to keep on keeping on.
Farming up a storm and farming that economy. Sedjot pushing 10k in the bank accounts. And MIBR going for the 1-3-1 split, looking to put pressure down the guts. Molly in the way. And timing the swing together. Strength in numbers. 2 Ts down in the canals. But now they're worried about the man at the bottom of mid.
Oh, watching the line. Story able to pick that one up very, very quickly. So this mid attack has just been completely dismantled. MIBR have nothing to show for it. What is happening right now, Mac? Lackluster on an approach from the Brazilian side. We're expecting so much more. It's still early days, of course, but just anything that they've been attempting has not been sort of succeeding their way. Clearly Saw have done their research, prepared nice and early for this opening map of Anubis. And now they can just...
One of them things where the way that they were approaching the contake ended up working super well to deal with MIBR, right? You had Sedjot waiting at the bottom of mid, able to swing off the contact of Story, who got that first pick onto Insani, who is the firepower of MIBR. And this round should be done unless Lukowski can turn his monitor the right way finally. from this angle, it looks like he's playing with his eyes shut, man. He is not a mortal like us.
Crazy just how that timer will keep on ticking. Nothing that can be done by Lukowski. Just hoping that he can be the savior of this rifle into the next round. I mean, you're working with an additional Molotov and a flash to take it along, but no money for MIBR. None at all. Investing in the wrong stonks. Kind of the whole market right now. But yeah, this is a nice little treat of a start from Saw. I was expecting this to be much, much closer than it was early days, right? Only the pistol so far for MIBR. 4 back-to-back rounds converted. Now 4 Saw. And a great little opening for their attempt at recovery into this one.
Well, solid start out of Saw. MIBR facing adversity. How do they get that second round on the board? The CT side went much better for them against Na'Vi initially yesterday. But with that extra footage, the fresh footage that Saw was able to demo review, I'm sure that they are coming through with a very solid game pan? I'm sure they got the pan there, but it's the plan that I'm looking for.
Not to be confused with the fry pan.
Got to get out of that sometimes. MIBR. Dancing on the edge of it.
Oh, good timing for a tack. Coach J&T getting into the ears of MIBR, letting them know what they need to do. So a gentle purchase into this round. Loss bonus will give them enough into the 7th. But what are they going to do as a change, Mac? Is a different approach or a change of pace on the cards?
I don't know, Mitch. But
I don't know
fortunately,
much.
The game is live. I don't want to live in the future. I don't like making predictions. I like living in the present. I am a React Andy. And I'm about to react to the 2-man dry push here. Oh, I say dry, but there was a flash arrive.
No way.
And the flash was good, but Azuwu is just better. 5 and 2 before Insani has managed to find success elsewhere, and that's mid-pressure with a fast flank on B main. Safe relaying the information, and the 2-man swing. That shot goes down, but it's Azuwu to cover him. Story not even necessary. Azuwu through with the ace.
He is my anime superstar right now, Azuwu. Great round. Big ace secured for the Saw guys. I really did like that approach from MIBR. You know, they go out mid and A main at the exact same time. B main, rather. But, yeah, no success there. Insani able to quickly pick up one. They bait out the shot from Story. But, yeah, Azuwu just so sharp. Look at that. Crispy as you like.
Ooh.
Looking like Saitama in that moment, punching downwards onto MIBR.
He's feeling it. He's feeling himself with that shot. Got to gas yourself up on good flicks like that. And so far, Saw making this look even more one-sided round after round. You got to remember the one that MIBR did win was that pistol round. And it looked pretty solid as well, but this time, the opening is not going to be held onto. Insani unable to escape from mid.
Story.
Advantage.
Oh, I was going to say, he was right onto that line, wasn't he? And, you know, they go 1 for 1 in mid, as you mentioned, Insani. But the pace is just so far behind Saw. They're making it all work onto the line. Breno forced into contention. Has to slot behind A main again. Gutierrez keeping them interested as they do start to walk up towards camera. What's going on here? Exit does find one back. Molotov down. Azuwu, though, inside the fire. Pushes forward. Dragon forcing his way in towards the site. And now as they are going to get B site for free, it is another rough one. Do they even consider this here safe? Yet to get on the board. May very well see GoldenEye in towards this round. But no, he wants to continue forward and just try to take this one. But look at that, Azuwu already there doing it. 007 calling up. I think it's MI6. Can't remember. But Brennerson, last one. 2 kills. And just, yeah, the fact that you have to save here again is just... oh, such an uncomfortable feeling.
Whoever thought that a Brit would save the Portuguese?
It's a beautiful thing. 12 and 2, man. fantastic start from Azuwu. So sharp. And just confident. They have been absolutely backing themselves. Trading out to perfection. Not getting concerned at all. And you can just look at this, right? You know, straight through the flames. Brap, gone. No opportunity to get anything back. And even as they start to walk their way away, Azuwu is just there to deny. So yeah, just Breno living on. Money still cursed, still cooked. And another timeout to just try and work out what's happening right now. I mean, still heavily T-sided map, but not this heavy.
Money going crazy for Saw here. Just goes to show that MIBR really are not doing any financial damage. They're just trying to find a way back into the game.
Not what I was expecting at all, Mac Daddy-O. But I do like a crispy looking Saw.
Let's have a look here. MIBR giving up that mid control. It has not gone well for them for a few of these rounds now. Putting more priority back towards the A site. Saw just playing slow. Sedjot in the window, looking to swing off of Story's contact, but no one from MIBR there to walk into the trap. And now we go to A. Flash forward, not deep enough, and no presence to force these CTs back just yet. Safe, MP9 at close range, yet to get on the board. But this could be a good place to be. In comes the banger. Dodged. Breno, maybe swinging off the contact. It is going to be safe to go first here. Good shot, a second. And this is looking good. Crossfire established. And another man not too far away. That's Insani with the util. And just like that, after losing 2 men, Saw call the audible and look to send it B instead.
Absolutely, they do. They've got to march up through the canals nice and quickly. Lukowski will be the first one there to try and deny. Set focused, does have a HE in hand, but is it going to be thrown out? No, just straight in there with the duel, with the Duke. Story does get the trade, but they've got to be ready for this member that's already out B main. Creeping around the bend, does find the info. Azuwu in the clutch position, but he's going to be taken down. Brennerson, the savior, able to deny, and that's going to be 4 alive for MIBR. A little bit of a miracle to come through to them, and will it be a blessing? They have to carry this one forward.
Counter-terrorists win.
Lovely work out of the Brazilians. And a chance to tie it up at the half, which would be an astronomical turnaround. And another heavy reinvestment from Saw. Still plenty in the back pocket, though. Comes the 1-2-2 split. T-Stairs smoke coming out from MIBR, and Safe with the AWP getting incredibly aggro straight down canals. Waiting for someone to peep their head. Over here at Ruggs, it's a Jill that could be put on the skewer, but with the smoke fading, time is up. And Safe gets out of dodge.
I like the proactivity. At least MIBR are happy to take some risks. You desperately need to onto this CT side. Insani now forced back. Sedjot starting to creep in towards contention. Story just trained onto that line. Window is going to be held. Now as the rotation comes through from Safe, he's clearly got some level of idea. Look at this. They've completely left the B site packing. Lukowski just dumping in. Insani does pick up one, but that bomb still is sitting outside B, Mac. Where are they going to go with this? Sedjot gets 2. How does he get that for free? No trade opportunity. Now they can start to pick up the pace here, but it's straight into this control. Sedjot gets another. It's going to have to be eyes onto Safe. Can he keep them living up to their name? Or will it be Lukowski? Whatever they choose, there's 35 seconds left. And they've got one player each side looking to hold on. Is Mutiris going to be able to find anything here? Lukowski, such a risk. Gets 2. Oh, not quite 3. Now, it has to be that rotation around from Safe, but it just might be too far, too gone. Oh, what do you even do here? It's such a risk to try and get back into this round. The money's there, and I think he's had to call it.
Crazy target priority coming out from Lukowski, and he almost gets it all done himself. such a difficult situation and makes the most of it. And Safe is still going to have a sniff here. No one's actually heard him scope in. No smoke, but he's got a kit. And he won't be gifted any form of pick here. And he ain't moving the right direction. He's moving towards that save. AWP, a tool that can be put in some great positions on Anubis to find success on the CT side. That didn't happen this round, though. But we'll see if they get it done in the next.
Cedric getting 3 there is just ridiculous, man, right? You know, Insani from Cam's able to find that, but the lineup for 2 of them and then picking up the 3rd inside middle onto exit is just really, really grim to kind of deal with there for MIBR. Azuwu getting that late trade as well, just meaning that they had more opportunities to pick a site.
Yeah.
Saw remaining firmly in control here, 7-2.
Is though, we were seeing a lot of that from MIBR yesterday, a 3-man regression at mid against Na'Vi, and it was working. So they're doing the same again, but Saw, they've seen that, and they figured, hey, if we just expect it, keep our guns out, don't get caught throwing utility like Na'Vi were, see what happens? Sejo, the Polish plower, getting the job done, and ooh, a little bit of power going towards the A side of things. Breno holds for 2, Insani a double as well. And this round, pretty much torn to bloody shreds. Insani sends it to a 3rd for MIBR and for his kills in the round 2.
Thank you, Papa Mac, for popping these guys up. You were just talking about how they were looking for that re-aggression. Breno managing to somehow get 2 completely blind. It's a good another flash in, and that is as clean as you like. Saw definitely feeling the pressure in that round, but Golden's called for the timeout. It's totally fine, boys. Don't worry about it. Let that round pass. Still got 2 more left in the half. A little bit of talk come out from the crew, because there's been good signs from Saw, and it's about remaining composed, not letting this advantage slip out of your grasp. Because if you know MIBR, they're resilient. They're a team that's vigilant. They'll be able to find their way back in if the opportunity does arise.
Two left in the half. And MIBR hoping that they can dig a little deeper, win this one, and then you're still not safe in the next. Saw leaving enough in the back pocket to get a bye in both the final rounds here. Udir is changing things up and going for a faster approach towards Con. Safe, not peeking his head in early. But he knows that Mutiris is close with that set of util thrown. Bomb this time still hovering towards the A site. So it is just going to be conditioning towards B, and we'll see if Saw pivot back to B with a pick, or if they end up going to A.
What's the choice? Retaking connector. Safe, firmly trained on towards that line. It's going to get off it. Doesn't want to get baited out by Mutiris at all. Story looking to take the jewel, and it's going to be safe.
Bomb down.
Minute left on the clock, so still some time, but obviously it's a very challenging position to recover now. Dive around the smoke. Is Mutiris going to be able to find that, because Sejot gets dropped by Insani in the progress. Does get that bomb, but again, he's got a long way to sort of pivot and pull out. What's the rotation going to look like? They are heading back towards AMAC.
Looking like he has got that strong pull-out game. Going to regroup with the Jill. And they will have a 2v2 on the site. Azuwu, no util to support from afar. And now going loud with 30 on the clock. That allows MIBR to get the info and start to rotate across the molly, doing just enough work to slow things down. But it's Insani that needs to buy the rest of the time and not throw away that man advantage, the 2-man advantage that they had. Molly forces him into the open, and we're down to the 3v3 with time to plant, and MIBR are not on the scene.
Hold on to the collar is going to be MIBR. Saw remaining cool, calm and collected. Azuwu fully healthy. How's he going to be able to find this one, though? This is a round that MIBR desperately need to go to. They've got the money to buy into the last, but there's Azuwu straight in there, up into the high heavens, and the man is punching downwards. Domain expansion, it is his location. Look how's he trying to hold that line. Azuwu will swing 16-4 for the new talent inside Saw. The Brit getting the job done.
That proactivity. After getting those first two. Bing, bam, thank you, man. Give me that heaven control. And just catching players with their pants down at the right times over and over and doing so much work. Golden pumped as hell.
Yeah, and I got a quick one for you, Mac, as well. So we're 11 rounds in, right? Azuwu almost has as many kills already as he did in the entire series against Falcons yesterday. 21 and 27 he went in 2 maps.
Well, arguably, if we look at raw firepower between MIBR and Falcons...
No! Of course not.
I'm not going to be surprised at that statistic.
Listen, of all things, stats is not my forte, Mac, but when number go up, it's all you can really hope for. Because Azuwu is definitely driving this team forward as they creep around B main now. Are MIBR going to be able to defend the final round?
Creeping in, angles, heavily favoring exit, but he won't be able to polish him off, and Story punishes on the repeak there. Taking the line. And taking the whole B site. If he can find one more onto safe, a smoke will do the job. Deny that vision. And you've got full bloody control. Agile, in the meanwhile, going to be able to find the info of the both men pushing from a main. And now the numbers are even for a moment. Safe could go for the wallbang and won't get the exit. Things going wrong round after round for MIBR. And this is looking damn good for Son. Maybe not. Hold that thought. Insani, with a rifle in hand, can still be deadly, but he needs to swing at some point. Oh, won't get the job done. It's all
safe.
the ace. The man who's had the roughest of halves. Nothing done initially, and Story, you said it, he wants the ace. He won't be afforded it. And the molly has not bought enough time. It's not planted for Muterus. How's his swing? The knife is out, but it's too little, too late. And Saw won't find 9. MIBR gifted another to try and have a chance at a comeback here, moving into the second half.
Now, chat, as you could see from the halftime break, Mac has been too busy sleeping on MIBR. A late half resurgence there. 8-4 is the scoreline. And as we know, the side of Anubis can be ever so challenging on that CT defense. So maybe an opportunity here in towards the T side, but still looking very, very strong.
Yeah, weird situation at the end of that one. You know, did have a rest, did have a quick nap, needed to rejuvenate the energy as best possible because this second half could be a scorcher. Yeah, Story looking incredibly unhappy with how that round ended up after just missing out on the ace. But again, communication, a key part of the game. Hold that thought, though.
That
We're communicating damage with Julie's Azuwu saying, there is more around the corner. Don't do it, Jill. But he goes for the trade and it suffers because of it. Muterus, though, tucked away here at the cake. But is he going to be able to eat the whole damn thing? Peeks out at a perfect moment, finds 2 crispy headshots and gives Saw a chance at the round. But Sedjot has to do it all himself now.
Exit so ready for that flank and wrap around as well. And they pulled the trigger. They're going back towards the side of B here, Max. Sedjot left all alone, as you said, trying to pick up the pieces. Insani's already got 3, trying to make it 4, but just diving around the pillar. Is he going to be able to do it? It's close. It's personal. But all they're doing is just keeping this man interested. And speaking of interesting, it's Insani. 17 and 10. The big fella is looking to do some heavy lifting for this team. Beautiful stuff, as a pistol could mean everything. Just the fact that the double nade over the top dunks them down completely, and they still walk away with the round here, MIBR. But you remember what happened in the previous half, Mac? They lost the second. So let's see if they can keep their consistency here, as it looks like we are going to see a full save from Saw.
I think it's the smart thing to do. You're in the lead. You don't want to be giving away a round or 2 because things don't go right with a force to boost the ego. Could boost the rounds. Could actually fully change the game if it's successful. It's a risk with a reward. But they aren't risking it this time. Hedging their bets and looking to do it around 15 instead. But they are at least grouped up to try and punish any over-aggression straight down the middle from MIBR. No one coming this direction. It will be the drop at bridge, and the B site will be open for the taking. After those flames burn out, so we'll be entering the area. But will they flood on the tap? Is that what we're going to see here?
So we potentially might. They are a little bit far away, so they're just all waiting. A little tap onto Azuwu. Gutierrez also feeling the fury, so Sora really taking their time here, and I don't know that they're overly convinced in doing it. Are they even just going to wrap back towards CT and try a reapproach, or are they saving the nothing they brought in, wanting to starve MIBR of any additional dollars? Not often you see this. I respect it. Just hanging out on the beach, eh? You got a chance to get down to the beach again, didn't you? I mean, look, you live bloody seaside in both places.
Yeah, I did, and it was good. I got to get some beach sprints in, but I didn't get to swim because there was some weird red-coloured, like, foam, and I didn't know if it was algae or if it was something else, because you know how there was the cyclone the other month?
Yeah, of course.
So the swell's been crazy since then.
Man, I saw some real nut stuff out actually Sydney way. Some big Easter swells.
I did see some mad dazzers, but some green rooms I wanted to get in, but I didn't get a chance to.
Drop down, smack the lip, whoop-ha!
Pitted. So pitted. Well, back to the other sport we love so much. Counter sports.
E-strike.
3-1-1 split. Aggression towards B main. And I don't think Azuwu was spotted on the swing, but he's not going to hang around. Will force MIBR to either contact back in or invest utility to do so. And with that flash, that might just identify to Saw that MIBR are thinking about heading B eventually. Cowsy on the clearance game. We'll see how good that one goes. Molly to pillar at the same time as the one into con. Great coordination of the utility to try and get that information, but no one gets burnt by it. No one gets hurt. And it's Agil with the aggression towards A that they have to kind of worry about. From the top, it's Breno to help him out. And Muterus will fall too, but it's still one man here, and that's Story. Looking to flip the narrative. Only man alive with the pincer coming upon him. And he's got a big job to do and not much health to do it. Oh, still gets one more. Is that enough to help out Sedgott?
Oh, I don't know. He is still sort of tempting fate here. I guess saving this one wouldn't really give him a hell of a lot. But if he's managed to slip the net here, Mac, if he finds safe, oh man, there's an opportunity here for Sedgott. But they've got to pick up the pace. Lukowski, not too far away. He's not going to be ready for it. I'll just chill out for a second because he surely should have his head ripped off in just a second. Yes, he will. Lukowski, the man with the side eye, getting the round done. And all I can say is for you watchers of the B stream, surely I don't think anyone was expecting a resurgence like this from MIBR after the start to this map that we saw. It was lifeless. There was just not anything really coming out. And then we saw a late approach where there was a couple of clean rounds that brought them up to 4. And now as it stands, well, Saw, they've yet to find a round. They are going to be back onto the pistols here now. Coach Golden looking to whisper sweet nothings in their ear. You know, his Trace, he did have some gold bars on that desk talking about what it would mean to rip a scalp off of Vitality as they run for their Grand Slam. But Saw going to need a Grand Slam of their own to make sure they stabilize in this map of Anubis now, as MIBR are only one away from striking.
Mitch, sometimes you say some things.
Yeah.
And I just don't agree with it.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I actually encourage that.
Good.
It's a healthy relationship to share disagreements.
Communication is actually key in any healthy relationship.
100%. I disagree with you.
But the thing is, the T side of Anubis is still strong to this day. Not as strong as about a year and a bit ago when it was swing and bloody win.
Yeah.
But 8-4 at the half still gives you a whole bunch of breathing room, especially for MIBR to get back into the game. And the oxygen on the A site is plentiful. So much space taken here. As just with the pistols and MP9s, we may see Saw go for a late approach. Agil still not spotted at Heaven, but when the smoke fades, that's when they're going to look for it. He actually gets a pick with the 5-7, and just like that, Eco Megalol could be on the cards.
Really could. Lukowski gets one, Insani another as well, as one is still Carpets. Will he drop down? How quickly? Makes the sound now. Story going to get his head ripped off by Insani. So okay, they're calm, they're collected. Lukowski will get the job done alongside Exit for the closing, and that is the tied scoreline. You mentioned it. T-side strong, and that's 4 on the trot now for MIBR. What's Insani up to now?
It got a little
He's
scary.
had a
You're right.
bunch of bloody kills, 20 and 11.
He is one of the key pieces of the puzzle to get dubs for MIBR. The problem is, if no one else is really lifting around him, which it doesn't look like most of them are, it can still get difficult. And all it's going to take to break that economy is 2 rounds strung together from the CTs. And this could be one of them. A big gun round, a lot of util. That lurk smoke hasn't quite hit the mark. I think it even got body blocked to allow that gap to come through, because there should not be a gap like that.
I was going to say, Story had a lot on his plate just there, but it looks like MIBR have pulled the plug. Happy to rotate around. It's got Saw lacking a little bit, guessing, as they now creep back in towards mid to try and re-establish this control. A smoke will go in and the Molotov to follow. But look at this. They've completely pulled away, Mac. They're straight in towards Connector. And now Agil definitely has an idea that something might be occurring, but they're still keeping a keen eye on that smoke, but it's all a ruse.
I thought they might have been posturing for that retake on A. It's slipping Agil back towards Heaven. Could be the difference maker. Heaven Smoke getting lined up for exit. Flash there. Smoke and Molly to play with.
Oh, that's spooky.
Timing on that util pull. And you hate to see it if you're a Saw fan, but MIBR are going to be happy as Larry. Bomb planted quite open. Towards the main side of Cake. Safe though, whiffed opportunity. The wide swing from Muterus gets the job done. And the numbers now stronger for the Portuguese.
Yeah, really going to be a tough one for MIBR to hold down unless Insani has something to say about it. 2 for absolute free. Make it a third. Looking for his 4K story. You got to write a page. And the page will just say save over and over again. Do not pass go. Do not collect $100, $200, whatever it is. Just get the hell out of there. MIBR, they take the lead. 5 in a row, Mac. They're writing a story of their own. A romantasy for the Brazilians. Jess will like that reference.
Enemies to lovers. A solid trope to deal with. But again, awkward start to the round with the blocked utility. Looked good for Saw, but weren't expecting so many numbers around the corner. And Insani as well. A heroic play after being a man down. Swinging out of main, constantly going for the fights. The aggression that he's known for works out this time. Unlike that first half. Difference is, are they ready for him up the gut? Story had no idea that he beat that molly, beat that smoke, and just kept on holding W, and he ain't done. He's still coming. He's looking for more value, more free bloody real estate.
He should find this too. The clear is good. Insani, another. Jill does manage to take him down, but that's 2. I was just about to say Azuwu has been quiet, but he's opening up at the right time. Brings it back to a 3-on-3, but safe with the shotgun orb. Takes down a Jill. A little bit of an overstep there. Now into a 2-on-2. Sedjot has to try and deny this plant. Breno looking to get up in towards heaven, but will it be hell? It absolutely will. High water for Breno. And now safe in the clutch. 1v2. He has to reload. Runs out of bullets. Azuwu. Will he be able to do it? He does go over the top. And here's the man, the hero, to save the day again. Saw not done just yet. Finally a run on the board.
Running across the top. You bloody love to see that. Ooh. And the thing is, as soon as Insani goes down, this is where the rest of the team has to do some work. And that was nice from Safe, but they don't get it across the line. It was almost all Safe that had to do the rest of the work. And Azuwu just runs at him with a 5-7 across the top. And they're the kind of things you can get away with more so on LAN. The in-ears, of course, may not give the best sound. And especially when you're jumping up like that, you don't have the time to react. It has to be all visuals.
Oh man, I'm just loving this, like, 2 sets of protagonists. Insani is just sitting at the tippy top, 25 and 12, and Azuwu had to be the villain there. Trying to deny any sort of chance back into this. MIBR take the lead for one singular round, and then they fight back. Another arc starting to be written in this crazy sort of face-off that we're witnessing right now.
So much util getting dumped towards mid. Both teams wanting the control. And so making a move towards A main now. Looking to spot for a Jill. But in the meanwhile, Insani letting him know that he's still here at mid. And Saw giving him full respect, going for the 2-3 split. Muterus picking up mid, allowing the strengthening of that B site. And this is a nice little read. Bomb and more. 4 members of MIBR are here and ready to hit.
20 seconds though, Mac. It's got to be perfection. Finding their way in towards the side here. Azuwu still does have the line. They've got the gap between the smoke. Story able to find the opener, but Safe and Lukowski, they are going to be able to trade it here. An opportunity for MIBR to take another, but Azuwu inside the flames. The man stands up. Thunder in his hands, but he's taken. Mutiris will be able to find it back though. And now it's a quick rotation off, and with no time available for them once again, Azuwu, he can bow, sitting upon his throne. Great stuff. And just holding them on to DLI. Saw take the lead back.
The entries just looked good. But not enough work gets done by the Brazilians this time. And Saw, it took a while for them to get on the board in the second half, but when they did, that's 2 back-to-back. And I was saying if they did that, the economy would be shook for MIBR. And look where we are, Mitch.
Shooketh. Oh, man. What do you even say here? In the coach's position, just trying to get some pep back into the step of MIBR. That's a ball, no matter what they choose to do with it. Breno goes for the hero AK. Insani's got nothing, and he has been the man to keep a keen eye. You'd almost even think about just getting him some Kev. And I ain't talking Karath. He's got an AK, okay. Big money, big moves. What do we see here from MIBR? Can they stem the bleeding?
Are those windows at Rugs penetratable?
That's a good question.
I only just saw them and they looked wooden and I've never seen anyone spam through them. So that will be what I'm doing either between maps or straight after this broadcast. I'm locked on.
That's one for Sponge, mate. Test his brain.
Those, yes. Are they?
Okay.
Give me a nod if you know.
Oh,
They're thin. I think they are.
Yeah, that would be, but like...
Has anyone cooked with that?
What opportunity?
Chat,
Anyway.
let me know. Have you got a wallbang through that type 1 if you've killed 3 people, spray down, highlight clip on Reddit through those windows?
Mate, type 1, if you think MIBR can take away with this cheeky little mid-round. Zuu does get the spot, but he has to get the Molotov down.
He's not even at his PC.
No one's at the desk. This is the thing. Saw has just exited the chat, exited the building. Insani has been dunked down. Look
AI
at the
has
approach
taken
they're
over,
going
Mitch.
for. It really has. How are they going to get in towards this position, Mac? Azuu forced away. I don't know if MIBR can make this work, but they've only got 25 seconds to do it. Oh, Breno.
Round
Not like this, my friend.
Oh! How's that happened?
They left their desk.
How
And
has this
Breno's got
happened?
4.
Bomb has been planted.
Okay.
I'm absolutely floored, Mac. I've got nothing to
MIBR
say.
calling the bloody audible. Absolutely incredible scenes to get a 10th on the board there. Through mid, round the world, on the backside to B, and Saw just had no idea where to be. Sedjot trying to play the time down, trying to stop that from happening.
Clean as you like. Oh, every single shot was just crispy from Breno. The hero that MIBR deserved. It wasn't just Insani. That's why he held on to the AK.
The admin was on his phone and the players left the vicinity. They left the bloody server too. Couldn't win the round if no one's there.
Oh, God.
But they're back here for the 21st at least, guys.
Man, just look at the money now, Mac. Like, this is why the call for the timeout has come through. Materis chirping up Golden, giving him some advice. But they lose this round and they could very well lose their grip on the game. Saw have had 2 rounds on this CT side. MIBR were able to strangle together 4. But a win here, you know, they've given themselves the upper hand, MIBR, in that previous round. Can it continue? Can they convert a further?
Let's see. Some aggression towards a main. HE thrown towards the stairs and the second wave. We'll get some damage done. Heavier presence from Saw towards the A side of the map now. As Azuu and Sedjot are just dealing with that early utility, but it's a faster one. MIBR looking for the mid-round pump. In comes the full exec. Mollies everywhere. Smokes to the
Agile.
night vision. But Agile not blinded and still able to keep on fighting. When it rains, it pours. And from Fountain, it looks damn good. But they haven't gone in. The call's been made. Boys, send it back to A. Be even. As fast as you possibly can. And let's
Really
see if the
slowed it
2v3
down.
goes well.
Oh, man. As I'm going to say, you don't want to get wet here. But safe. Denies Sedjot now. It's only Azuu to try and do it all again. He's been the hero before, but he has been taken. Insani!
Oh, my Lord.
A demon in the night. 28 kills for the big man. Writing his own narrative and novel. That's a story that I'll follow any day.
I was telling you.
Crazy stuff, man.
Insani alive, MIBR win round. Insani
Yeah.
dead, MIBR lose round. It's kind of an easy algorithm to follow.
Pretty much, and just the fact that now Saw's money's completely decimated. They've got nothing to do. They have to force in. In a way, they've got a little bit over 1,500. Mutiris down to 1K. Oh, it's looking so grim for Saw. I thought they were a surefire victory to this one.
The reason this is so impressive as well is it's not like Insani's really trading anyone out half the time. He's the one that is the tip of the spear, as they say.
I'll trade myself.
Okay. Aggressive util at a perfect moment. That smoke thrown, Molly pulled out, and Breno caught without a helping hand to trade. That's a big pick to put Saw in a great place to try and win this eco. Block on the B side allows the rotation. No one going for that rifle at A main. But MIBR deciding, okay, they're on that low buy. Let's just group up. Let's just try and trade back into the round.
Really slowing down the pace right now. Walking in towards mid. This has been the key play for Insani, but it's all going to be onto the timing. Is he ready for Mutiris? Gets dinked, but somehow the trade comes through. It's good. 3-on-3, a safe find story. It's a big pick, an important one, but look at this flank now coming through the canals. Are they going to be able to find this control on the site of A quickly? Agile also getting in closer. It's going to be all on timing here. 30 seconds left. Molotov to keep Agile at bay. But now as they march on in, Lukowski has got a keen, trained eye towards main, but as he looks away, Sejot walking in, creeping a little closer. Azuwu in tow, has the AK that was recovered, now giving the information away. Agile dropped by Lukowski, 2-on-3. They need this desperately, Saw. They have to try find this, otherwise MIBR will be solidifying themselves with 12. Sejot taken all onto Azuwu. He's been swung on, and Safe will find 3. It's an effort by committee coming in from MIBR now. Everyone's had their taste of the pie, and it tastes bloody good down under.
Don't forget the sauce, boys. Looking damn good this round. But they got to do it again, and this time Saw will be bringing guns to the party. Full buy. Story back on the AVP. What are they looking to do here on the defense? Do they change things up? Do they go more aggressive? 3 towards B early. They've been playing aggressive with that. And it looks like we will have a faster approach from MIBR over towards Con. Saw. Good timing on the incendiary. Molly at the ready. Oh, to be used to try and pump into B, but it's getting a little awkward now. Lukowski dropping the Molly at a nice time to create some space for Exit to make a play, but they won't be able to go out because the Molly's on that right side of the pillar. And the CTs, they've actually had Story rotate completely away. So if MIBR go now, they're going to have such a strong approach into the B side.
Look at Azuwu as well. He's gone really, really aggressive around the corner of this smoke too. They are still sitting in Con, waiting so patiently. If he finds one here, it could be absolutely massive. Does have the Molotov, but doesn't want to give away his position. Another smoke goes down. Safe just trying to bait some information over towards the middle part of the map. But now Sejot peeking in as well. They are really relying on this smoke to be kept. 50 seconds. They've still got time, MIBR. Just waiting for the right time to strike. Buying that a little bit of additional time. Just waiting for a mistake from Saw, but they are ready for this one, Mac.
Uterus bringing that HE back just in time, maybe able to crack a temple smoke if needed, but he'll slide out, and Sejot goes forward, missed the plow, only able to find one, but not quite deal with the defense just yet. More members coming, 20 on the clock, no time to rotate to A. It's all in, and Insani's alive. You know what that means? There's a chance. There's always a bloody chance. Exit finding one more, and MIBR looking to do it right here, right now. Story 1v3, but the bomb has plenty of space to be played around.
He even showed him his bum. That's the craziest part. Not going to give him a taste at all. Exit straight out of their Story. Has to do it all on his lonesome. They are low, but that's not going to matter when you've got the big green. They're not ready for it. No, Story! Not like this, my friend. The pain, the virtue. MIBR, they turn the tides. They have absolutely drowned Saw in their sorrows. And that is a massive, massive shift. What a play. MIBR. Again, you disagreed with me perfectly. Perfection.
And that's MIBR, who get to select sides. So I'm assuming they're starting on that CT side. And recently they've taken down Furia, but other than that, not too many other names that even beg the question to how good their nuke is. Saw, on the other hand, they did beat Na'Vi in the last couple of months, so that's saying something. And that's with this lineup too.
Really, really is, Mac. But consistency is key. We need to see full focus from both of these rosters. Otherwise, Saw might be packing their bags early and departing the delicious little town of Melbourne. And it's safe, opening up nicely, taking down Story, quickly ripped from the red. And Azuwu already finding a little bit of space, but obviously Insani is on that line. He's going to fall away and let them drop down towards Megaton. As now it is only the singular member, Mutiris, trying to drop them, trying to hold onto this rotation at P250, but Safe finds another. He's looking good, 3 on 5.
See if a Jill can maybe get some more damage done here. Controlling the vents would be lovely, and he's going to do just that. Back in the corner, and now a helping hand towards Decon. All three fighting. Breno not committing, knowing that the site is open for the taking, and just living is all he has to do here. He'll fail the assignment, but Lukowski wants more. Shutting the door on it. No one sticking the defuse yet. No one even allowed to. Agile, making it a pincer, and now it's just ring around the rosy. Buying that time. Azuwu being a cheeky little uwu, and Mate has almost done it all, but Lukowski a chance, except the clock says no. Agile falls to him, but it's the round nonetheless. Saw going to be taking that T-pistol.
Oh, man. 3 versus 5, not converted. Safe, got to be upset. Golden pepping the boys up there. It was a really, really nice opening, but Agile just did so well from the vents, able to just turn the tides of the round. Breno denied, Insani taken. And yeah, even though Lukowski does get 2 on their exit, MIBR are unsuccessful. No kit taken through. They are going to force back in here, as is usual tradition on a map like Nuke. But Saw, I've gotten out of the gates early. Good recovery from that previous map.
Out of smokes, diags, just to deny that vision and not allow MIBR the extra information. Only Breno here controlling ramp with a 5-7, and he'll find the head with the spam through smoke. Looking for a little bit more, and Saw kind of worried, except Story goes straight where the bullets are going.
Nicely done from Breno. Completely blind, but doesn't need his eyes here. Straight through the smoke, he'll rip off a couple of heads. And now as the time will start to fade. Okay. We're back? Yeah, we're back. 3 on 5. Okay. Oh, coming back in towards this round now. 3 on 4, still working as best we can. Lukowski does bring it back to the slight advantage there. Exit looking a little awkward. Mutiris and Azuwu now looking to get the plant in. Does the damage, and there you go. Bringing it back. Lukowski and Exit make it work. 4 alive, not exactly a bad little response there, but it all starts with Breno holding down with the 2K straight through the smoke. He was hard cleared by Agile, but now it is done and dusted. Great recovery mission there from MIBR. We did see it in that previous map where MIBR was able to open up with a very, very clean pistol, but then completely crushed out and towards that second round. So nicely done there, and yeah, 1-1.
Get it across the line. I thought it would have been so nice if Breno was able to find that third, but he just didn't quite get it. Regardless, in the end, it didn't matter because the force buy came through with a big old W, and that puts the T economy in a very rough position. 1-1. And Saw happy just to force back in. Of course, getting that bomb plant down does change how they want to play this. And also gives them extra utility to maybe escape across here towards the outside vicinity. Only 1 smoke invested initially. It looks like it will be a secondary pump with the wall. Where are we going? Yep, Diag's thrown again. Lurk smoke out the door, but Sedjot, before the smoke blooms, is able to rip the head off Insani, and that's a big pick to find.
Really is. Insani, such an impactful member, already out of the round. As they creep their way in, Azuwu finds Lukowski, and now they've basically got free pickings. Where do they want to take this? Starting to work their way down towards lowers. We will have both Safe and Breno move their way in. They are set up for success towards this lower site, but they're going to have a hell of a lot to work with here. So, are they going to open up decon shortly? They likely will. 3 members going that way. The other towards radio, but there we go. Damage already done by a Jill. It's now onto a very, very uncomfortable 2v5. What's it going to look like? They're actually up to the top site. Out of there, hightailing very, very quickly in MIBR. Surely they're just going to entertain the save.
You'd think so. I think they're kind of suffocated and need to fight their way out. As you can see, a Jill not far away from Story to get that trade. And Breno, between a rock and a hard place, unscathed for the moment. But Mutiris and Sedrot able to play off of one another. Scout not the best job to go for the trade, but it ain't even needed. Crosshair placed perfectly. And Sedrot takes another head. Ooh, okay.
Firing up.
Bit of spice there.
Yeah. Look, you know, they're just playing in the same room. They've got to get loud and vocal, remind each other who's cooking. Very nicely done, though, there with those Deagles. And you can see the frustration. They are feeling it there. But again, it's early days, MIBR. Don't let the sweat drip down too far. They've got pistols only into this one. Money is certainly buffed out more than you'd want. So they'll be able to get a comfortable buy into the 5th.
Yeah. Nip smokes this time to try and go for the safe cross. Bomb is there. Early red smoke is fading. They only plop 1 player down. The CT's not super interested in going for the retake on that Hall's control. Just trying to establish the crossfire from double, from decon. But it's all a ruse, and Saw are making a move over towards the yard instead. All the way to hell here. Sedjot almost towards the top of the tower, and once he gets there, he will find a fully cleared A site, and it should be easy pickings from there.
Really should. They've left a hell of a lot of space here, MIBR. Will it lull them into a false sense of security? I don't think so. No one really close to top site. It's all kind of down low. Molotov to make sure that elbow isn't going to be a problem. So they drop their way into heaven. So whatever happens, MIBR should be able to try find some exits as they strangle up top site. But again, only with those USPs. Will be a very, very challenging round. Do they face now towards the annex? Yeah, Mutiris getting that information. I don't know if he saw the cross, but it's not going to matter. Safe and Breno, very, very low down. A Jill, making sure the flank from lobby isn't going to be occurring. They've done this nicely, Saw. I don't think there's any way for MIBR to get back into this at all, let alone any damage.
Yeah, I think it's just go down with the ship. The only thing that could really have value into the next round is that HE from Insani. And you just want to not allow Saw to get those extra kill rewards on the board. A Jill, doggy guarding the exit towards T-spawn. Saw completely 1 or 2 steps ahead even. And nothing gets carried across except Lukowski.
Much better Counter-Strike coming out from Saw so far.
Yeah, they know what
they did have
do.
Yeah, they had a good start, but obviously on the T side, they were rearing with confidence back on Anubis. And now on the tougher side, it's actually a Jill that's been looking good. Mutiris and Story yet to get on the board. But this is the money round, I suppose you would say, for MIBR. They've got everything that they need. They haven't invested into the AWP for safe. Just going with the M4s this time round. And already Insani getting taken a little bit low in the earlier exchange.
Oh, I love this. Sneaking through the walls. CT's not ready at all for anything that was thrown at him. Exit able to at least answer and react to Mutiris. Got the man advantage already. Oh, safe. Missed opportunity to equalize. But it looks like it will still be the A site as the priority.
Oh,
Bomb's
no, they've dropped
down.
vents. I don't think anyone's actually close for MIBR to be able to get back in towards that position. Credit card now, Molly's safe. Or if he finds the clear on a Sedgshot, there might be something worth thinking about, but I don't think they will. Safe does drop him 3-on-3. Do they entertain this? They've got the kit for exit.
They might have a look. Retake towards the outers area. Breno with a big flank, but nah, he's gone T-spawn. CT economy too fragile, and they will opt just to save and fully back away. Saw. Full control. Mind controlling myself as well. I thought they were going A, but they just went for the insta drop down vent and hightailed that bomb to the safer regions of Nuke. And Agile. Okay, is he cooking?
9-2. Wants to continue to extend this lead. Exit shouldering. Does get the spot. And they should be doubled up. I don't think you'll be able to find anything additional here. Nah, not this time. So round done. Going in the favor again of Saw. They are looking way more calm and composed. But they just need to make sure that they don't overcook, right? If they overheat, make themselves a little uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But it's another pause. MIBR needing to get back into this game.
The money certainly won't allow that. But the saved rifles, which we didn't see, will be the key pieces of the puzzle to try and flip this back in their favor. If Saw start to run away with the T side, get 5 here, maybe even more. And with the way that they're playing, they are looking to speed run their way all the way to Inferno and hunt for that reverse sweep. They've taken down some big names on this over time. I said it before, but you got to remember, like, when they made the stage at Cologne, it was a slightly different roster. But they were making so many fans on that run.
They really were, weren't they? We love an underdog storyline, especially down here in Australia. Always exciting, and that's the main thing. No matter who you are, if you make that playoff stage, you'll make some new fans, you'll make some new friends. So no action. Exit taken low. Still winnable round, of course. Kit there. Little bit of extra utility in the hands of Lukowski. Just all going to be onto eyes of Safe on this boost. If they can make anything work with it, he's going to start hearing the pitter-patter of the footsteps, but he's a little bit shaky. Lukowski drops 1, but Sedgshot finds that. Now elbow Molly. Lukowski not going to be able to get back into there. The Molotov does at least force Sedgshot back. Now they can drop down the vents here. Mac Breno ready with the rifle, but where's he going to go with it? Now as he makes his way into radio, is he going to be able to control the line? No, Story denies. Oh, man. Again, it's a bittersweet moment for MIBR. I don't think that's the phrase that I was looking for, but nonetheless, it sucks.
It's the one that you've said.
Yeah, that's it.
But that'll do it. And MIBR looking into the next round to try and find some impact. AK still alive, and that thing can get the job done in the hands of the right individual. I dare say it could be tossed across to Insani or someone else that has been more influential in that dub just before for MIBR on Anubis. But let's see.
Tell you what I'd love, Mac. Just like, I don't know if this is just a little bit of a dreamer moment, but that economic position is just so rough to consider on the CT side that, you know, saving is just so at the forefront of everyone's minds. It'd be so nice to have that little bit of shift back towards it where, you know, the CT has a little bit more confidence to fight some of these maybe riskier rounds. But right now, it's just, yeah, punishment for taking the chance.
Well, what we saw was the team that was doing that made Counter-Strike great again was Tyloo at Pro League earlier on this year. They were the team that, they were like a man down. They were like, fuck it, man. Let's go for the retake anyway.
Let's do it anyway.
And like everyone that was in the post-plant situation just wasn't ready because they hadn't experienced that for a long time. They're like, okay, they're saving. And they'd just be chatting, caught with util, not actually ready to fight. Tyloo would come in, be like, ping, bam, thank you, ma'am. And took a couple of scalps that were not quite ready for the Chinese style of CS.
Does usually catch you off guard before you can stabilize, but look at this duel. Mutiris, he's already found the gap. Does spot one in safe up towards heaven, denied, but Insani's already gone down. You know, he had 30 kills in the previous, 1 and 5 right now, but no one on MIBR is overperforming by any means. It's just so interesting, Saw. You know, very few members actually have kills. Azuwu, Story, Mutiris, 1 apiece. It's all a Jill and Sedjot just finding a pick or two. But this time, Lukowski denies. Azuwu, not going to tempt fate, falls back. 50 seconds left still to work with as they do make a venture down towards lower sight. And again, if you don't see MIBR get a little bit of a wriggle on to drop down towards the vents, I think it might be a challenge for them. But they're actually going for lobby to wrap around the ramp. Or are they just going to save?
Well, lobby control's a good place to be if you want to risk it and expect an A-site retake. But after the bomb goes down, that's when, you're right, Mitch, it will just be the save again. You need these guns. Exit's got money. It's a full buy in the next with a couple of dropped rifles and the round lost bonus. So it is the smart decision.
Oh.
What would have been the smart decision if Lukowski got out of dodge, but he was too hungry for a couple of kills.
Yeah. That's what I mean, you know, it's the position that you find yourself in as a CT where your back's up against the wall. You don't want to take any risks because a risk that is punished could just mean further detriment to your financial position.
Terrorists win.
It's just like when they tell you, Mac, you know, if you hate renting, just go buy a house. But sometimes you can't afford it. You just keep on saving, hoping that eventually you'll be able to join the boomers with some property of your own.
You just work in esports and know that you're going to be renting your whole life. In this economy?
Not at all.
Hell yeah. Well, into the 8th we go, and MIBR not allowed to save the rifles, but they will still fashion themselves a decent buy, all things considered. Just a little couple of kebs, not kits everywhere, and not the best utility, but it's the fast approach. Saw hitting the accelerator and going straight down to B with 3. Molly gives the info that Insani's gone down the vent, but Sedjot goes for the quick old trade. Breno not going to be able to dominate from the ramp side, but there is going to be numbers rotating in quick smart, and with that pick, they're going straight back up to A.
No way, man. Top site back, exit and safe just completely stun locked. There's nothing they can do. I think, can chat remind me, like, is this every round but one has been a save? Or how close has it been? There's definitely been maybe 2. Maybe I'll call it 2, but this is just, yeah, grim. I mean, Azuwu might actually find it, might deny it. Safe. Probably going to get caught on the line. Yep, there he goes. Story looking to take down exit. So it's not even going to be a save. I don't believe. Yep, Story closes it. Another chapter has been written for the young fella. But Saw just looking clean with it. There's not a single thing that MIBR can do. As I said, you know, I want to try and sell this narrative of a return to glory like we saw on Anubis.
Yeah.
Because once they got burning, MIBR looked absolutely flawless. But it just doesn't seem likely at all. Because the money's not even good enough to really wrangle together a decent looking buy. And they've done the right thing, Mac. They've saved. They've made the wise investment. But they're still coming out with nothing.
Look, you try to play the numbers game. JNZ's got you back. He sent us the scoreboard. And most rounds have been saves. It was that defuse on the force buy in the second round that MIBR did win. But other than that, yeah, on the pistol, Lukowski won with the Julies. There was one round where people died, and then the round we just witnessed, people died too. So they have tried to save. They have attempted to keep as many weapons alive as often as possible. But yeah, Saw showing us all how it's done on the T side. The calling, spectacular, and that is kind of what they're known for. It's not even that. It's just these two individuals, Agile and Sedgit. 10 and 4, 11 and 5. They are the ones doing the heavy lifting, and it's everyone else just setting them up for success.
Yeah. And you can just tell how clean it's been. You know, Zuwu 2 and 2, Mutiris 2 and 3. Like, they're not going down. They're able to move as a unit, choke off parts of the map that they're confident in. And as I said, you know, it feels like MIBR haven't even had a chance to play. Big Brother's time is on the Xbox right now. I want to play Halo all night. Doesn't matter what Mum says. Machine earlier made a bloody trick-shotting reference earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Call of Duty, my favorite game. But let's see if Sejot can find the booty on the A site. Claps it, slaps it, does everything he needs to. And has his way with MIBR in signing the savior of the Brazilians. But I don't think he's going to be able to do it in that 1v4. 3 remaining AK in hand.
Did you mean savior or saver? Oh, poor Insani. No saving today. It's funny, I said they're not allowing me to have fun on broadcast. The fun has been pulled away. But I suppose it comes in the good form. It reminds me, like, I'm not comparing the two apples for apples, but you remember the Astralis era when they were so robotically good that no one could even kind of stand up to them. It wasn't exactly even boring CS in some of those matches. I still remember, like, the Cato, Astralis versus Ents final. It didn't even feel that lackluster. It was just Astralis looking so bloody good. So I don't think this game is crap because Saw are just playing a really, really consistent brand of Counter-Strike. And they're straight out topside. No holes barred. Mac Insani finds one, but Sejot, head on a swivel, on a dime, the man. Oh, Jesus, it is just brutality, isn't it? Safe. Doesn't even catch the line on a story. He might even lose his head. Misses the shot. Salt in the wound. It has been rubbed in. And another round. The clock is ticking. Groundhog bloody day for MIBR. Oh, Safe, my poor sweet boy. Okay, he'll drop Sejot. They are a map ahead, Mac.
Look, if you
it ain't all dire straits.
Mitch, if you want to learn how to increase your stonks on the T side of Nuke, watch this one back.
Definitely.
Saw doing the right things, throwing the right utility. And the two heavy hitters just keep on hitting that punching bag, which is the Brazilians at the moment.
Yeah.
No chance, not even thinking about going for one of these rounds. And again, just keeping two rifles alive, one of which could be important. That's the AVP. But so far, Golden is very, very happy that the game plan is going as expected.
It's just a beautiful side, isn't it? Like,
yeah,
how clean it has been from them, and it's not been the same tune, the same pace, throwing it out top site. They've hit B pretty fast a couple times. They're playing such good mid-round calls here. There we go. An opening to the bank account for Safe. Got to be happy with that one.
It's something. But we still need to see a conversion come through with the man advantage. And at the moment, Saw, they are making a move and they are about to get solid control of Secret and maybe even the halls. Breno in a nice advanced position to try and get some early info. Drop that smoke. Buy some time for a rotation down and spots a heal. Won't play the heal. But he does find one before falling, and that's good enough. Smoke gets broken. And the boys just keep on pushing forward. Mollies go too deep, and Lakowski has threaded the needle. This timing may change everything.
Bomb dropped. Could be the round that brings MIBR back in. I think the Molotov did just tick Lakowski, but he was able to get away with it. Straight at a dodge story. Almost makes it work, but now it's on to Sejot. He's been having a cracker of a game, Mac. But as that smoke Molotov goes down, makes it a little bit more awkward. They are playing the double up on the stairs here. He shouldn't be able to find anything, and no, he will not. Finally, MIBR get to taste the elixir, but will it be able to save them, bring them back to full HP and MP? We'll have to find out.
Lovely little trade game coming through from Saw, but it ain't good enough. And this time, MIBR may be able to salvage this to a 9-3 affair in the first half. And I just don't see that as enough, but we do know that they love a good push on the T side. So things could change in the second half, but for now, the narrative is Saw are just setting their sights on a full reverse sweep and to get to Inferno as fast as possible.
Really looking to speedrun it. So one more round. Golden just piping in those words of wisdom. Former Fnatic IGL many moons ago now. Looks good in the coach position. Trying to bing these boys through. It was Berry originally, wasn't it? Picked up now Golden, the coach.
Berry was
former.
the coach when they started the F1 success. That being said, Lukowski was playing a very dangerous game. Smoke showing his barrel through Squeaky, but no one was watching for Saw. Again, sending numbers outside. Patient as ever, and waiting to potentially just go for some smokes late. Patch it on the cross, or even just go for the full contact. MIBR have gone for the change of not playing anyone at outside. Heavy stack on upper. One towards lower with a block at the minute mark.
They don't want it. It's clearly not a secret. Keeping their eyes focused over towards Annex, but now they do change their tune. Heading down towards just the single man in Lukowski. Has been playing some decent Counter-Strike this IEM Melbourne so far. 40 seconds left. He's going to need a little bit of help, a little bit of support, and that means that Breno will get the call to join him. Creeping his way down through Mega now. Are they going to go for it, or do they change the pace? No, it's definitely a parry down towards Decon. Are they going to be able to get this one, Mac? It's Brennison. Oh, man, the pressure's on.
Tucked to the back of the corner here. Can he put the bricks together?
Oh.
No Tetris for him. And no chance for MIBR. Not just yet. Good trade game for the first couple. But Lukowski taking 2 to the grave with him may have just twisted the round in their favor. All 3 CTs filtering out the tight choke point. Door gets blown and Azuwu finds himself between a rock and a hard place. Sejot, bomb will slightly be planted for him, but he needs to isolate all these fights. Flash takes him on the line. And the nade may do it. No, bomb's down behind it, and he won't have the time to close that space. 9-3. MIBR get it done at the end of the half, but do they have the breathing room to make it happen in 2? We'll find out just after the break. Stellar first half coming out of Saw, but can they close it in 4? Or are MIBR going to be able to grab that pistol and get us back into the game, do that Brazilian thing where they're aggressive on the T side and things go successfully? Or is it going to go the other way? Let's see.
Need everything here, MIBR. All things to go absolutely perfect for them. It's a good T-side start for Saw. Little tiny resurgence from MIBR towards the end of that half. Now as they march down towards the ramp, Azubu is going to get spooked and sent away, but they don't seem to be marching too quickly. Never mind, take that, scratch that. You're wondering where I got here.
Oh, Story, the spot.
Oh, I think he spotted him, yeah.
Yeah, he has. Relaying the info, just letting the boys know. And a Jill as well, sneaking out at Mustang. Able to catch Exit off, and that'll be the first blood drawn. Safe, wants to win the fight at door, but it doesn't look like he will. Muta has given him multiple chances, though. Re-peak vicinities going bloody crazy. Escapes into the vent just in time, but in the meanwhile, it is going to be Lukowski to make it happen from heaven. Attention drawn, the crosshair taken all the way down to the sight side, and Breno allowed to stand and hold on heaven. That means bomb gets planted for them. 2 on site. It's awkward, but the fight can still go in favor of MIBR. Safe, crossing into the hut, needing a few more bits of shots here. Azubu doing it for the motherland, doing it for the kingdom come. But it's Breno in a 1v3, and he's already found the first 2, not going for the peak. No
Breno.
kit, and Muterus is sticking it for 10 whole seconds. Surely,
Did he see him?
Surely he checks it, and he will just in time.
Are we watching NIP and Amcal after a round like that? That was hectic. What the hell is going on? So many whiffs, and then Breno clutches 1v3. Oi, oi, oi. I am feeling the pressure right now, but you know, sometimes things do come well after a nice slow cook. And Breno making sure he does clear. A full 10-second stick would have just been unreasonable.
Whoa, unlucky. Jiggles at that range, not going his way, and Lukowski will create the space on B they needed. And Mitch, I know you don't like saving, but we might see that forced to happen again. Saw, not counting their chickens before they hatch and looking to save it into the next.
This time, fine. Early picks for MIBR. Just forcing Saw away immediately. It was a pretty stressful previous round as well. And they do have the MP9s to work with. But I do like that MIBR are trying to make something happen here. Forcing them away. I don't know if they'll be able to fully march on, but just maybe. Sedjot does get a couple. All right. Maybe MIBR have overheated a little bit here. Did Breno go down at the very end? I think he very well might have. And that doesn't mean the best outcome. But look, a round is secured. That's okay. Just got confirmation he did indeed live on.
Nice little fight
close.
there.
Have upgraded now. AK's in tow.
MIBR feigning the outside presence. With the diags, no CTs playing in front, not getting super aggressive on that side of the map. But over towards the other side, Sedgett has managed to find that early pick through the door. Exit going to the roof, looking like we might see an upper bat coming through shortly.
Just still thinking about it, that over-aggression towards Spawn Mac means that the extra money farm from the MP9s affords the M4s. This could get a little bit hot and heavy for MIBR.
Default molly. CT's forced into the open. I'm loving the play from Agil. Just full anti the whole damn time, but the counter util... Actually, was that their own molly? that may be in their own molly. Question for another time. MIBR finding success and the openings all going their way, but the fast flank from Story brings it at the 1v1, and the bomb is now down just on the outside of Hut. Insani should win those. Would have on Anubis, but this is a new map and it's Saw's bloody playground.
Yeah, that's a huge result, as I mentioned, right? You know, the additional greed, the hunger to try and prevent the saves means that Sejot finds the opening with one of those newly purchased M4s. Agil, the exact same from the high heavens. He even does try to find one. They quickly murder back with 3, but Story to close and clutch out the round. You can see that even after that, they're still feeling a little bit of strain. But that is a nice conversion there. 10 now on the board. Double digits for Saw. Back to just the pistols. Look at the quick play now coming out from MIBR. Oh, God, this is not looking good for them. Story and Sejot from the heavens, from the top of Hut. He is smiling, cheering. 21-9 for Sejot and exit. Yeah, well, look, he's going to have to let that one simmer, unfortunately. What do you even do here? A minute 30 left. Surely you just go in and die now, right? Can't let this one drag on anymore. That was fast.
Yeah, let him cook. Eyes on every entry to the A site. But with a Tech 9, you've seen some crazy things happen. So let's see how many heads he can hunt. Info now gained, and the CTs, ooh, gonna get isolated. A Zulu with the one-on-one, but a Jill will push through Hut eventually.
Alrighty. Well, Mac, it appears, at the very least, that we are going to be needing Inferno. Another map famous for saving. But nonetheless, it's been a much more convincing looking approach here from Saw. They'll only need 2 more, and unfortunately MIBR have to choke down a horrible appetizer, which is Glock's full eco. Not a single item bought into this round. Hoping that they can drag back somehow to overtime. It would need to be 7 big booms. Usually they only give 5.
Let's see how many they get. Not even the first. And Sejot just continuing to be as aggressive as possible. A lovely $600 do kill. Going to be snagged away by the MP9 at least. And Sejot looking to continue to have a field day towards the outside area. Up against the little Glocks. And Agile, how does he get there, huh?
22-10, 23-9. 2 heroes in the server right now. It was a Zulu trying to do it all by himself on Anubis. But many more men have showed up to the server for Saw on Nuke. All right, MIBR. I need to see what you got now. At least build yourself a runway to dive into Inferno.
At least MIBR still have that map in the back pocket. So even though things aren't going right here, maybe you just set your sights on the next thing and try to get a little bit of confidence back before the map ends. So many smokes at Outers Diags as well as the nip ones. Muturus coming in with the flash and the nade and everything doing damage. Lakowski finding one just with the utility. And Exit's got a big job to do here. Stuck towards Africa. Bomb on the ground in the open, but with those smokes fading, the CTs will know that shortly. Danger is imminent with Insani creeping up the vent, and the CTs don't seem to be aware just yet, but it depends on where they go and where they look. And Insani, he needs to be the one to change this round.
Got to be the hero. Dipping in. Able to take a jilt. Big member down. Important member. But Sejot, another one. He was also the hero. And unfortunately, Mac, I think for Exit, he's going to have to live up to his own name and find a strategy that is going to be a 13-5 victory here for Saw. And they are just straight away from the desk. They want to rub those ears, make sure they are prepped and ready for Inferno. But that was a very clean and crispy looking nuke. They did not seem stressed at all, only blessed as they give themselves another lifeline here as MIBR, whatever they need, wants to try and make that effort. It's an uphill battle the entirety of the way, but Inferno is the place to do it.
Interesting. So I just found out that Saw and MIBR are actually Eskimo sisters. They both lost to Na'Vi quite thoroughly on this map. So hey, let's see what they can do and who ends up coming out on top here. Stats say Saw, but MIBR, they can bring the Thunder, and Thunder is what we love down under. Intro towards the top of mid. Story going to be able to get that first bit of information and the first kill as well. Azuwu teaming up with him and going forward.
No!
Oh, the knife attempt. It's ambitious. And ambition only gets you so far. You got to have that raw extra power. And a lovely shot from Sedjon. Man is still warmed up from the previous and ends it with a quick double.
Man, check him, PC, 100%. This guy is crispy. A beautiful lock. That is nuts from Sedjon. Guy is sharp as anything. My word, that round had it all. Top mid. No one really making it through brackets. There was the flank around to catch Azuwu, but unfortunately not enough damage dealt to old mate Story in the corner. But that is a huge conversion. Sedjon getting it done. 2 alive and a first round to open up here for Saw.
Early phase smoke coming out. Saw looking to put the pressure towards the second mid area. But Brano firing off some warning shots towards the top of Banana. We'll get 2 tags, but no bags.
It costs money at Woolies these days, Mac. Got to bring your own. What are you really doing around like this? Hope for a singular kill with that Deagle. Maybe some space. Full Glock round, never anything that you're super excited to play, but that's what happens when that bomb does not get planted. Still just buying their additional time. We do have a little bit of closer interest from Safe at the end of apartments, but Azu is keeping a keenly trained eye onto there. They're just waiting for a mistake to come out from Saw, which they're not going to give him. They were pretty happy to just sit perfectly still. Never mind. I eat my words. They are starting to get a wriggle on now, but...
Yeah, they got ants in their pants. That timer's ticking low, and you don't want to be going out of the round without falling or winning. And they're going to try to do one or the other. And looks like the L will be copped. Insani, 1v5 angle with a Glock up against 5 helmets. Unfortunate. Perfect round. Flawless even for Saw. Keeping every rifle alive and every smile on those dials.
Perfect time to do it. They have been quite an emotional team, haven't they? As I said, they were electric in that opening half of Anubis, but they fell pretty flat. Quick, smart, sharp shot there from Story through the boiler. So back to it. Gun round for MIBR. What are Saw going to be able to do early on in this CT side? They earned it from the knife. And they've picked up the pistol to boot.
Insani gets spotted. Nade stacked on, but he's dodged it towards Olaf instead. Big swing, big ding. And an opening for MIBR on their first gun round. Malik gets extinguished, but Azuwu does almost good enough. That's 2 picks towards the B site. MIBR not altering their priorities yet. Still looking to put pressure towards the A side of things. And there's 2 CTs here ready to play. But unfortunately for them, they went to the wrong playground.
No action for Materis this round. Just going to start to have a little bit of a look down, Banana. Surely should be able to pick up a rifle here. Yep, AK secured. He wants to take that one into the next. So nicely done from MIBR. There was no real holds barred there. Saw gave them a tickle, but MIBR were able to punch upwards back and secure their first round here on Inferno. So good start for them. 4 alive. Pretty happy result. But Saw obviously kind of come back swinging with a full buy into the next. What are you thinking about?
just cute girl things.
Just imagine you twirling your hair, kicking your feet on the bed behind you.
Yeah, dandelions, you know?
No, you hang up.
Rolling around in the grass.
No, you hang up.
With a good book. Glass of red. All the good stuff. No, protein, gym, muscle, meat, metal, weights. 100 kilo bench.
Yep.
220, baby. Lightweight. Know what I mean? Sorry.
Yep. Absolutely.
Caught me tripping for a moment, guys.
Ronnie Coleman over Gladiator, clearly. All right. So, straight out here with a pause. Golden wanting to get into their ears nice and early. Not leaving anything up for question. Because that was a pretty convincing round to come out from MIBR, all things considered. As I said, they fashioned together that buy. Agil's just going to be down on to the Deagle, but they afford an alt for story. So that's a nice little trade-off.
Ooh, good placement on the HE. Big damage. Onto Safe, trying to make his way to the underpass. And quick contact in through halls as well. Lukowski got there quickly. Earlier than I believe any of the CTs could hear, but they've smoked off Boiler anyway. 1v1 going to be won by Safe, who was doinked down early. Breno won't win his yet, but the molly will stop Agil from continuing the aggression on the balcony.
And not a good position to be in, already losing that AWP. Not exactly recoverable either, as Brackets has been controlled now by MIBR. They walk their way in, some damage onto exit. Safe also low, but Insani and Breno gonna get it done. And we go back into the simulator. The Animus has been connected too, as Azuwu and Sejot are just going to have to hightail it out of there. But look at the boys. Thank you very much, MIBR, for trying to close out the round a little bit faster. Very generous of you. So they're going to be waltzing along, not allowing this to happen. 5 alive. Safe rips off the head of Azuwu. Even some damage further onto Sejot. He is not going to be saving at all in this round. Taken down. That is huge from MIBR. They've denied all reconnaissance for Saw. And they'll have to just go in with the L into this next with pistols only.
Beautiful shots. MIBR warming up. Vamos Carayo. What's that mean, Mitch?
Vamos. Isn't it like go? Go on?
Mm-hmm. But what does the second part mean?
Dunno. I can be respectfully ignorant. Don't speak Portuguese.
It means a couple of things.
Okay.
Worth the research, I'd say. And quick one.
In a private setting?
Yeah, probably. You've got about 10 seconds to quickly figure out how to spell Carayo and then type it in and then translate it.
Okay. Glad to be ignorant in this moment.
It means many things. You know?
It does. It definitely has a versatile definition behind it. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Google. Bless up. This is an educational stream, Mac.
Most of the Brazilians, the ones that would know what it means, are actually watching Gauls, who I assume is streaming this too. But Seja, holding like a champion, couldn't see a thing, but still found 2 Brazilians running at him. With a 2-man advantage, can they get out of dodge? Flash again. Nice trade. High-low set up from the top and the back of the sandbags. And they got a reinforced B site with Story coming across as well. 1 by 1. It ain't no fun. Going through the smoke like that for Safe.
Smoke back over the top. Brennerson will try to peek into this one. Does manage to find Story. Hang on. Let him cook for just a second. Just a very quick second, Mac Daddy-O. He's called the bluff for only a split second. Drops the smoke into CT. Mutiris baited into a rotation. Breno did take some additional time, but he's got another smoke. 2 flashes. He could buy time really, really slowly, but instead he's going to waltz into Con. Mutiris keeping his eye firmly, trying to just creep into that smoke now. Agil just does cross the line, splits the wickets. Is Breno going to go for this full rotation through? I think he is. Won't quite hear the pitter-patter for the footsteps. Utility out. Oh, timing. He marches on in. He does manage to find it, but he's dropped to 9. Does he have the time to slot into the pool? He absolutely will. The barbecue, it's cooking, but will it be in the form of Mutiris? Trying to find it through the smoke. Gets the pistol out. Breno has to try find it. He's given his information away through the smoke. He's only got the Glock and there's no bloody time. Breno, the hero in the 1v4. MIBR, find another.
Rocking out with his Glock out, getting the job done. And the acceleration from being spotted was enough to stop the swing. Info knowing that he wasn't anywhere near the C4 allowed him to lock the hell in and stack on another for MIBR. No one surviving though. Oh, puta. Getting into it. Getting loud. Fired up. And that's what you want from Insani. You want him to believe. You want him to be full of gas, full of beans. And get as many of these T-sided rounds on Inferno as possible before we flip it over.
Well, it's looking good, man. Certainly a great start here. And Saw kind of came straight out the gates, won the pistol and the second. Now money is looking a little bit grim, and I ain't talking that beautiful man from Complexity. Just the singular MP9 for Sejot, surely going to try something a little bit more aggressive with that. Couple of smokes to buy some additional time. So the investment is a bit deeper. Obviously, loss bonus behind them. A tough task ahead for Saw.
Phase smoke, denying any early aggression from MIBR up mid. It does get broken and it does get seen. That is going to be Saw in apartments. Agile, spotted on the cross. And he will be able to escape, dodging all those bullets spammed towards him through the wood.
Uh-oh.
Just barely escapes.
And nothing really aggressive, just wanting to use that utility to buy as much time as possible for Saw. They can bait them in here. I mean, they definitely have the setup to do it. As long as that MP9 does stay. Every member looking to hit this site of B, it could get dicey. They are about to line up their utility now. Smoke to CT, same to the coffins. They are all playing up towards those oranges. They do just drop Sejot back towards the middle of the fountain. Now they flush them into contention. It is going to be a pop through that smoke. Could it be into their demise, or will it just be a site ripped and torn open to shreds, you say? MIBR are going to be able to solidify their 5th round, and there's no point even say, oh, nah, I guess maybe just the 5-7, the Kev. All right. Declined. But he won't be saving it at all, so Story will likely just go for a quick look, see if he can find one on the exit, but that is another very solid-looking round. MIBR, I think you said it perfectly, Mac. They've been facing some serious giants on this map. They are well tenured. And maybe their win rate is low, but they are definitely starting to look high here. Yeah.
It's resistance training, bro. You go up against the best over and over, get slammed around a lot, but as long as you're learning, right? You win or you learn. That's what Mac Motivational, that lovely piece of content that some man made, taught us, right? And it looks like MIBR have been learning at least how to play the T side.
For sure. I thought Mac just says, don't talk to me unless you can squat 2 plates below parallel.
Depends on which Mac you've got on the day, you know?
True. I've seen both sides. Story, great opener there onto Lakowski. Fortunately, a little bit blind there. Sejot also revving the engine. Straight down Banana. And now it's on to Safe and Breno to see if they can find some level of recovery here. I don't really think they're going to be able to. Great readaptation into Banana here. And now Safe. Oh, he's getting baited in, really, isn't he? Another smoke to maybe find Sejot some safety, but he's taken. It's still an effort towards a 2-on-5 reconnaissance mission, but it's something.
He'll take it. And they might even be taking a bit more space towards the arch side here. No one at short to help out Mutiris, but he does have Story posted from deep at long. Muterus could even swing on the contact, but he is thinking about getting some extra information. Dry push, good timing. And Breno as well going straight through the insend. Finds himself between a very rough position. Collapsed upon Saw, making their move before MIBR ran away with the momentum too much further.
Definitely so. Very well done. Good recovery here. Just one foot in front of the other, but it's Sejot to be the hero again. Man, the amount of times we've been repeating his name between Nuke and now Inferno. They use the timing to call for another pause. The A4 pages do start to rustle. Having a look at that strategy. Money is really, really stacked up nicely for MIBR. They've got a few rounds to boot. Don't actually think there's a real good chance of breaking that economy in the rest of the half, given how many rounds we've already surpassed. Whereas you can't really say the same for the side of Saw. They've got something, enough to keep them in front. But they need to hold onto this momentum.
Now, I am fond of watching Brazilian teams play. And it might be for a different reason than other people think. We don't get too many great teams that come from the Southern Hemisphere, all right? And Brazil is one of the rare regions that is on the bottom level of the earth, kind of like Australia. So I feel like that's something that we can share.
Never forget the resurgence of the original Luminosity. The boys who decided to sleep in the coach's house just for a chance at playing Tier 1 Counter-Strike. And a lot of very, very inspired players that are, you know, in the server now from what they witnessed many moons ago now. It's a region full of talent, full of passion, as we've seen in the stadiums of Rio. But time's really burnt down now, Mac. 45 seconds left on the clock for MIBR to get moving and grooving. Looks like it's going to be a B-pop.
Yeah, they have to go through this smoke to make it happen with enough time. Sejot in the corner won't be cleared, and the smoke enough cover, but he won't be able to double down this time. B site open for the taking, smoke there, and with the advanced position, MIBR are going to risk it, not clear sight, and just realize it's probably clear anyway. Story making his way forward into Con already, but Safe finds one through the smoke as well, and it's going to be Orpazor reigning supreme, going toe-to-toe, and Safe comes out on top this time. Man advantage, and Saw, similar to what we saw before, back on the Safe game.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, Insani, I thought he might have gone a little bit too far into Con there, straight into the trained eyes of Story. But only the one kill will ring true. And I think this time, at the very least, it looks like MIBR are going to allow Saw to save. Fear them.
Boas trades, boas kills, vamos aí, vamos aí.
Getting to the pointy end. Saw now. Sending more numbers towards B earlier on, expecting a change from MIBR. And that's exactly what they may just get. 3 players sending that towards Banana. Could be a bloodbath, could be a brawl. And the CT's mopping everything up without even needing to see what they're shooting. Blind, but the bullseye gets connected on. And Sejot doing great damn work. Tossing away the AWP, upgrading to the AK, and doing the groundwork yet again. Mr. Plow, he's in the building.
That name again is Mr. Plow. But yeah, no, really. Sejot has been the linchpin, making MIBR feel very, very uncomfortable. Look at Breno getting one, but they should be doubled up here. And Sejot will be able to strike whilst the iron is still very, very warm. And another round goes the way of Saw. It's been a very interesting game. Definitely more closely contested to what we were witnessing on Nuke. But it's all happening here. Again, elimination on the line. Able to just hold on to the narrative. Just fight through that lower bracket. Whether it's likely or not that we might see one of these teams in towards the playoffs, into towards arena, it would be a bloody good story if we saw one of them get there. But look at the pace now, running straight up Banana Mac. Can they hold it?
Well, Azumu can't, but Sedgit, the hero, may be able to plow it up again. Breno has the high ground. Is going to be able to allow the Cowsy to sneak into CT. That wall of smokes is devastating, and MIBR, they are skating in the right direction. 7 on the board now, looking for 8.5.
Awesome change of pace there, right? You know, we saw that from Saw actually on the previous map of Nuke where, you know, they decide to call the top site rush. This time it's just straight through B, not holding anything back here at all. Lukowski able to dip into CT, finding that pick as well. And ultimately, no saves will come through here. So money, look, obviously, it's the last round. It doesn't even matter. They've got enough to buy the AWP Part 4 story, but they don't have everything that they need. MP9s for Agil and Mutiris, who have been quiet in the server right now. Same with Azuwu, really, if we think about how good he looked on Anubis. Suppose frags don't mean much unless you've got the dub. Sedjot hot under the collar. Very, very heavy. Insani, Lukowski, exit, also feeling the fire, but their story opening up the round onto Breno, but there is going to be the B-Prod Mac heading in now, caught lacking, caught slacking. Azuwu gets his head ripped off the podium. It's still a 3v3 though. Saul will need to rotate quickly.
Feels like MIBR have just realized that the contact plays may have been a good adjustment earlier. Oh, and an 8th could be more difficult now with exit not being allowed to make his way to new box. Safe though, ready for the repeat. Story makes a mistake and the 2-man retake is going to be heard as they make their way up Banana. Safe snags him again. And the AWP's crucial for the round. Agile in the ground. And that is 8-4. A familiar scoreline between these two, but let's see who can take it all in the second and final half of this series. Time to fight for all the beans, all the marbles, and their lives. Gladiators moving into Inferno in the second damn half. Can Saw make it happen on the offensive? Not globally anymore, but let's see. Right down middle it goes. Safe. Missed opportunity to find that second, and a Jill wants blood.
The pace is quick though, isn't it? Already finding these Jewels. They're brawling back and forth. Damage dealt already. Azuwu, Sedjot very low, but same could be said for Safe. Sedjot rips the head off of Insani. The fadeaway, Agildo might be in for a little bit of a rude awakening here, finding the pit players, but it's not going to matter. Exit, he has had a slow but stable game. Dinked up. He needs to desperately find one. If he doesn't, that is round complete. They will not be able to pass go. And Exit just fopping his way back in towards Con. Sedjot trying to keep him there, keeping him entertained. And Agil, he's made the dropout. Surely that would have been an audio cue for Safe, or maybe a little bit too far. But unfortunately, it's a bridge too far for MIBR in this round. I don't think they're going to be converting this one.
Yeah, I feel like at this point, nothing has been given and not enough has been taken away. But the two sets of Kev could maybe come in handy and allow some extra util to be put on the force. If that's the approach MIBR want to take here on the CT side. Certainly can happen on Inferno. Hold that thought though. Breno feeling sharp but won't be able to escape away. Falling. And the other two far away from any danger. And that'll just be that. But Saw quite happy to take a pistol and knock on the door of the idea of a comeback.
I think that's 5 from 6 pistols for Saw. I'm trying to remember back to Anubis, because MIBR definitely won one of the pistols, but then they lost the second. So Saw has been looking very, very good in their opening rounds here on each of the halves. And they line them up. 3 rounds of difference here. Always a chance to get back in, even in an 8-4 half, especially as they shift to just what feels like the favored side of T in the current climate, current economy. But look at the speed down mid. They're looking for a fight early. MIBR blinded will be one, but the damage is dealt back with Tiris. Only good for the one though. Insani running out of bullets. Story gets it, but that's a complete rip. Agil clears Lukowski. Will be able to drop one back, but he's low. And unfortunately, his partner in crime, Exit, who has not been having the best game at all, he's a long way away, and he's going to have to think about what he's done. Whilst he hasn't been delivering in frags, he has been calling up a storm for the team. Well, he doesn't need to perform, you know, all the time. If he can keep the boys prepped.
1 and 6. Just feeling like he's not getting involved, but you know that he is adding value in some respect. But on the CT side as well, deciding where to tell the boys to go is something that can definitely be a bit more difficult depending on the processes and all the protocols that MIBR abide by. Back to the smoke situation. Plenty purchased just to try and buy time for any rotations. Actually, they've gone for the upgraded pistols as well. Last minute call on that. And a chance to do more damage to Saw. I'm looking at Azuwu. He is going to be the money man, the money maker.
Real slow one. Just making sure Saw doesn't overstay their welcome. Overextending into any of these pistols. No Kevlar in sight, of course, but they have managed to stay unscathed for now. Got a few more smokes to continue to buy some additional time. Smoke down towards CT. They surely should be able to get another one through to slow it down on the offense. But Sedjot, does he want to get baited into going for this? Looks like he absolutely will. Straight through the smoke here. Exit. No. Not another opportunity to take one more. Insani was tempting fate, looking to peek through the coffin smoke there, but he doesn't go for it. And, oh, look, guys, there's not really a whole lot to save here. I mean, you know, your pistols are good, but no Kevlar, so you want to just try and lock them in here, do some damage to Saw. Story's just going to continue to tap down. Not really a hell of a lot to say here, but the fact that Saw have managed to make this a one-round game is a nice thing to see. Lukowski just going to save the 5-7 and the smoke. But they've been straight out the gates here in this half, Saw. They don't want to go down without a fight.
Are there any Brazilians in the chat?
What time would it be over there now? It'd be, what, 7 in the morning-ish? Are they 12 hours?
They're probably watching the Portuguese stream.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's what I'm making the assumption on.
Goals is indeed live.
But I must know. I need to know, okay? What is going on with Lukowski? Does he have, like, an insanely dominant eye that he prefers? Like, what's going on with the stance? I need insight. Maybe that's a question. If MIBR win and they don't do an exit interview, we'll send to Freya, hey, can you please ask about Lukowski's stance? Either way, stand tall here towards the top of Banana. MIBR, I wouldn't say they've won this engagement, but they still have Banana control for the moment.
The fact that they've been able to deny Sedjot, though, only for one. Insani does go down, a pivotal piece, and that's exit with a frag on the board. Finally able to get something back together for the captain for the IGL. But at least they've slowed down the pacing here. And the only thing I can think of on the Lukowski train is maybe like lack of space at the family home. You know, when he's growing up playing some CS, he's shoved into the corner or something. He's got 2 PCs on the same desk as his brother, whatever it might be, and just forced to sort of look for the side-eye. But it will be a good question to ask. I'm sure it's somewhere on the internet.
Oh, yeah, missed opportunity. That was a sitter if I've ever seen one. And Saw doing great entry work. And again, MIBR forced just to take us to the next. Rough first gun round.
Yeah, it's been real slow, hasn't it? I'm starting to see a little bit of a trend maybe on the MIBR CT sides. It's looking a little bit uninspiring. Just trying to look back onto the stats now. Yeah, Anubis was 2 rounds. Nuke was 4, rather. I mean, that was obviously a much more one-sided affair, but yeah, I don't know, lackluster for MIBR. When you've got a team like Saw that is very, very confident to get up all in your grill. But Mac, what they've done is died the scoreline. Lukowski and exit, they will save their weaponry, carrying it along to the next round. No success from Saw in the hunt.
A rough situation, and it needs to be said as well that 1-for-1 that happens at Banana early on makes things more difficult, because if MIBR don't want to go for a 1-3 situation and stack one of these sites, that's exactly what you get, right? Saw realize, okay, if they're playing 2-2, we've got a very good situation on our hands here with a 4-2 situation if they just hit one site and the others are probably going to save. That's why you see teams go for those gambles, just leave a bunch of smokes on one side with one man who's trying to just play an info position, and then the others need to strengthen the weak one. So it's a weird situation to be in. And we've also learnt, ladies and gentlemen, that there is a lot of Portuguese individuals watching in the chat that don't necessarily want to go and watch the Brazilian stream, even though they are speaking Portuguese. They are not Portuguese. You get what I'm saying?
You're running down a rabbit hole, Mac.
What do you mean?
It's one that I don't want to join in, just because we got that English cast, and we're here on the B stream, the best stream. That's what we're looking for, Mac Daddy-O. Opening pick, hugely important here for MIBR. And on the back of Lukowski, dropping down a Zulu. Rotation already very, very quick around towards the side of B, thinking they've got some semblance of a read, but it's just going to be posturing up towards Insani, who only has a scout to hold from the Archer's side. Straight through the smoke, though, forcing Mutiris away. That's information gathered. Insani is tagged up here. This is where it starts to get squiddy. Mutiris managing to get that one back. Breno holding the line. Agil finding it now. The pressure goes on to Insani. He's taken down. Oh, Mac, this is not what you want to see from MIBR. Story does miss the shot. But do you even go for this? You just don't, do you? Oh man, it is just getting so rough for MIBR.
Jam time again. There was moments in that round where it looked like it should have gone in favor of MIBR, but it's just when you play a lot of online CS, when you get into that situation where you realize that Pika's advantage is there, sometimes your mechanical protocols get thrown off a little bit, right? I'm talking about Breno up on the balcony thinking maybe the moment to swing was as soon as there was contact. But I think it was Sejot who swung back, took him out. We might see it in the moment. Just put a stop to the round. I couldn't see there, but I think it was.
Jill, I think.
Jill? Yeah, you're right.
Taking the lead though now, Mac. 9 on the board. Saw yet to be contested here. There has not been anything that's worked out for MIBR. An aggressive push down mid does net Lukowski a frag. Oh, but I'm just feeling it right now. Safe gets the spot, but he's taken immediately off the line, and I think that's going to be a fast approach at the very least. They do temper them just for a second. Molotov is going to keep them at bay, but now they can start to get moving. Safe has to connect with this one here, but he's moved narrowly off the line. Oh. Does connect. Mutiris goes down. A moment of opportunity here for MIBR.
Risked it for the biscuit. But going dry sometimes doesn't work as intended.
Oh,
Stay flick back, dodging the flash, and gets even more value for money out of the big stick. Azuru comes through for the late trade, but with a 2-man advantage, surely MIBR can't lose this one.
Can't lose it, right? Agil and Azuru, they have had a low game, but that's an exit. Getting a little hot under the collar there in that Molotov. Azuru gets some further information through the archers as well. Bomb has now been recovered. And with every single member of MIBR posturing their way back towards the site of A, we do have Insani just watching towards Arch, making sure nobody goes there, and the rotation will start to be pulled. No smoke to cut the cross, Mac. That's the big difference maker here. A Molotov, a HE, a flashbang to just try keep them interested, and it does catch Insani. Gives them the information, but all he needs to do is just wait. Now they've got the spot. They've picked up the pacing towards Banana as well, trying to catch them, but Insani sits in the flames and breathes fire back. MIBR finally back onto the board.
The Land Dragon showing us what he's capable of and gets MIBR that first round on the board for the half. It was getting a little bit scary there, but they're here to play the game. All thanks to Safe as well. Big triple, holding down that long side. But I thought for a moment, with the theory with the molly, that maybe, just maybe, Saw were back into that.
Really was a chance, wasn't there? And that's where Golden has just immediately called that timeout as well. He does like that. The second they break the momentum, call the pause. Settle down, lads. We move into the latter part of regulation here, Mac. 9-9. Did not expect it to end up this closely contested. Not quite a blowout, but MIBR really putting the pressure down onto Anubis, especially as we shifted the sides. Nuke was a whitewash. And now Inferno here. Gloves are off. And the contest for Banana will fight. Opening for exit. Sejot getting one back though. Matiris is here and now Safe's got to be careful. It's 2 for 2.
Needed that trade more than anything. Just to at least bring it back to this 3v3 situation. Saw all spread across the map, but looking like they are going to go for the earlier regroup. They know something we don't know. And they do love to hit in the pack. Safe, though. In round 18. Doing some great work there for MIBR, but he needs to stand tall again. 3 more on the platter to take, to munch on. But has he got the munchies? Missed smoke. This could be an opportunity. Safe, though, going in with the flash. There's another casualty at Banana. But can they make it to site? Reinvest all this utility, but no smoke to cross. They just have to do it with suns out, guns out. Brendo on the trade game, and Story has some time to try and isolate another fight. Taps it at Oranges, Safe, trying to be baited out. Won't go just yet. Lovely patience.
If he can get the cross here, Mac, it's not going to be fiction. He might even be able to find safe here. He absolutely will. 22 seconds. Baiting him in, though. But Breno does not miss. And he is a realist right now. No stories for him tonight. Pure fact.
Safe has had a couple of incredibly slow moments, but crucial piece of the puzzle. And Breno in a great spot to at least stop the cross, but that crosshair placement from Story, ooh, it had me guessing in that 1v2. Looked like he could have been on for it. But again, is this back-to-back tax? Need a bit more time just to think things through before going into the depths of regulation. And this will be the last tactical for both sides. No more pausing. It's just pure Counter-Strike until the end for both these two.
We just want real Counter-Strike that tastes like real Counter-Strike, Mac. For the love of Lamb. 1 round the difference here. Everything out for both sides. And an opening bit of damage onto Insani. Exit goes deep, but he's actually able to take Sejot. That's a huge impact kill from the captain, who has had a very, very slow map in the fragging department, but that could be absolutely everything. Another for Exit. He is more the entry, living up to the opposite. They say opposites attract here, Mac, as well. 3 on 5.
Utiris just deciding where he wants to throw this molly. Just to wait that smoke out a little longer before going through solo play. And finds the info, creates the space. But it's still going to be that 2v3 towards the A side of the map. MIBR not taking the bait just yet. But how good is Muteris at selling this fake? Flashed off, blocked as well. And MIBR sticking to their guns. 2-3 split. Double pit. And the A site is looking like it should get locked down. But there's more utility to recycle. Muteris, another molly, is that going to be enough to bait them? Or are they just going to go all in? The 3v2 on B seems to be the call.
Big shift now. If they are able to overwhelm this round, very much still could be on, but it would be a retake attempt from MIBR, you would hope. Rotation now coming in from Safe. He has been the absolute man of the hour for MIBR, but it's going to be Exit to try his best. Some damage dealt. Insani holding. They are going to swing in and in towards Emo. He gets one, but straight through the smoke. Safe gives it a crack. Mutiris now, exactly right. He's just been able to find the bomb plant. And now if it can slip the net, he just needs to find these 2 lots of 1v1s. Patience now, MIBR. This is an opportunity to keep yourself in IEM Melbourne. Mutiris, no, denied. It is going to be the retake from the Brazilian side, punishing the Portuguese of Saw. 1 more on the board. 11 is secured. And they only need 2 more to close this map here and keep themselves in Melbourne.
Exit with a sneaky smirk at the end of that one after a solid start to the round. And it put themselves in such a good position to get that across the line, and you can see the passion bleeding through the comms. MIBR, they want this that little bit more. There is enough money left in the coffers for Saw to get a full bite. It will be Galils instead of AKs, but there's utility out the wazoo. And we'll see if the pace gets changed, or if they can at least find some more success.
No matter the sport, Brazilian fans, passion is the name of the game. And you can see it in the players as well. Inspired by each other. Exit taken down very, very low here, but it looks like it is going to be the proverbial pop in towards the bracket. Safe forced away. Won't be able to play for this port. Just going to have to force his way back into Archers. Maybe, just maybe, they'll give him an opportunity. They do go for the smoke here, giving it a little bit of additional time, going into the library. But unfortunately, Exit will have to do some light reading, but not if Brennan's got something to say about it. Agil, Lukowski finding the shots back, but it is going to be the trade, a back and forth. Safe though, dropping it, all left onto Azuwu. 1 versus 3, Galil, no hopes, no dreams, maybe just memes, 19 points of HP, and he'll be denied completely. Map, series, an elimination point here in favor of MIBR. Saw on a knife's edge.
Can we talk about the shot from Breno if we get it? Oh, I think we've missed it. Sneaky. Tight shot straight through the broken wall, all the way to Arch, and then another cracker to follow up too. Just locking down that A-site wrap. And there was nothing Saw could do or throw back towards the Brazilians to get back into the game. Safe now feeling it, but will be smoked towards the top of mid. An interesting one. You haven't seen that for a hot minute, but it will be respected. You can see MIBR with that utility are just going to give some respect towards that bracket area, go deeper onto site, and realize maybe they don't need to fight for map control. Maybe they just need to sit back and let Saw come to them, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Exit falling, as is Insani. One of the heavy hitters for this series so far, but in this map, the 3 that you want alive are still living, and they're still here.
Call up Lee, mate. He's got something to say. It's a interesting moment to find ourselves in. But they do say patience is a virtue. And MIBR looking to not overextend. They just want to keep calm, stay focused, and make sure that they can bring this one to a proverbial close. If they let it slip, it would just be slowly falling out of their hands and absolutely heartbreaking. So they just want to make sure that they do not need to rely on overtime. Agil trying to do some further damage, but Breno will deny. 3 alive. Money's still teetering, but it's enough to get MIBR the tools of the trade that they need to finish up a good job on site.
Overtime, 2 rounds away here. If Saw can keep on knocking on the door of MIBR and find a couple more rounds, then maybe this night can be stretched out even further for the lot of us. But MIBR going aggro through their smoke with their flash, everything working, and Insani doing God's work. Smoke broke, but Saw running through the choke and that smoke. They're doing everything to try and make their way into A. Breno, a smoke as cover, looking to draw attention away from the Cowsy, and Safe gets it done. That'll be that. MIBR survive here in Melbourne, and Saw will be sent home on a long old sailboat.
Oh, God, man, I am feeling it for Saw right now. A team kill even right at the very end. Unfortunately, they could not